right, you're looking at two experienced bass tournament anglers now, folks. Now, how's it going? We're back from Sturgeon Bay. It was our first time ever fishing a major bass tournament. Period. And it definitely shows in the results, but boy, what a fishery up there.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, man. I mean, if you haven't fished in the Sturgeon Bay area in the spring for smallmouth, and you're a bass enthusiast, boy, are you missing the boat.
You can't miss this bite. It's incredible, and those things are getting bigger by the year. I mean, 8.45 pounds was the biggest smallie taken in this tournament.
And it took just under a 5-pound average for 6 fish a day to cash a check. Not to finish in the top 10, not to win the derby, to cash a check. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, I think the first day we had one just over 6 pounds. You know, a couple in that 4.5 to 5 pound range, and then some smaller ones. But in any other body of water, that would have been a heck of a smallmouth bag.
Yes, and that was good for, I don't know,
109th place.
109th place after day one out of 150 boats. Yeah, we got schooled day one.
So,
you know, we didn't have super high hopes for this tournament. It was going to be a fun tournament. It was going to be a learning experience, and we definitely came away learning something from that.
Definitely. For example, on day one, you know, deep for us was the game plan. You know, 8 to 12 feet of water, but halfway through day one, that wasn't working, so we actually had to move shallower into outside of our comfort zone, which was about 6 to 8 feet of water. And when we landed on top of a school of fish right away, we started hammering them pretty good.
We caught them good.
Doing different things. I was casting a blade bait. You were doing a jerk bait a lot.
Jerk bait, tube, little hair jig. It really didn't matter. I mean, we landed on the bite, and we got about a 45-minute window where we absolutely hammered them. But then we really couldn't buy a bite. But yet, the few boats in the area, they knew what was going on because they were just stroking them one after another.
Yep. So trying that same thing on day two didn't work quite as good. We did catch one good one right away. Went up into about a foot, maybe 1 to 2 feet of water.
Yep, 1 to 2 feet of water.
Yep, and Blosser got a hot stick going. I mean, every time I turned around, he was catching another fish.
And we really didn't figure it out until, a third of the way through day two. You know, we learned more midday, day two and on, than we did the first 4.5 days of fishing.
I agree.
Because once you figure out how to catch them fish, it's pretty insane. I mean, it's pretty easy, and it's fun fishing, man.
It is. And didn't it bring you back to the days when you were doing your first walleye tournaments? And just getting schooled at those.
Oh yeah.
And the learning curve that you had throughout those tournaments, it was the same thing.
That's the way to learn though, is to absolutely get your butt kicked. You'll learn more from that than you will from doing well. But when you get schooled like that, you really pay attention and figure out what you're doing wrong and what you need to do right. And that's what we were able to do day two, is actually figure out the program on how to catch these fish. And then we went to work for a little while.
Yeah, that was fun. I'd have to say that out of everything that happened this weekend, I can't think of anything negative that happened. Nothing broke down. Everything worked out just right other than the size of the fish that we were catching. Except for those bugs. We ran into this patch of lake flies or something that was so I was breathing these little things in.
You didn't have to eat lunch. You got your protein right from the bugs. That was for sure.
But other than the bugs, the fishing was phenomenal. Actually, I'd put up with those bugs any day to go catch a 5-pound smallie.
But yet, even us being a couple walleye guys going into the bass environment, there were a few walleye guys that did well in this event. I mean, Mark Kortz, another top 10. Adam Rasmussen, top 10. So, you know, I think there was about 5 or 6 walleye pros that fished this event, and there were a few of them that did well.
Yeah. Yep, so definitely these walleye guys will be back next year as long as their schedules don't conflict with that tournament, because I'd definitely like to see those fish a half to a 1 pound bigger than what they were this year. That'd be insane.
Awesome. So, had a good time, man.
Had a good time.
Yep. Lake Erie's coming up next. We're heading out in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Can't wait for that one. But stay tuned, guys. We'll have some killer footage from Lake Erie.
Big fish. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Hey, why don't you Google how to catch smallmouth? Look for a YouTube video or something.